relates to yoga, as I snuggle up with my blanket, is coming home to ourselves and coming home to our body. So our body is our home, right? It's where our personality, our spirit, everything lives inside. And all of those words that you guys gave me in the beginning, you might find that you can find some of those qualities in your own physical body. So today's practice is going to be a simpler practice for the most part. We're going to be holding poses a little bit longer and trying to find that comfort, or trying to find that centeredness in each posture, with a couple little vinyasas in between. What else did I want to say about that? I think I'll just leave it at that, and we'll get started. So we're going to take our blanket, fold it so that you can sit upon it, and come to a seated position on your mat, crossing your shins right at the center of your shins. So you can see on my capri pants, the bottom of my capri pants kind of line up to each other. And then take a moment and rest your hands on your knees. Close your eyes for a moment. And imagine drawing a circle of light, a circumference of light around the space of your body and around the space of your yoga mat. Allow your eyes to drop closed. Allow your shoulders to soften away from your ears. And as your shoulders drop away from your ears, imagine you could lift your heart from the inside out, pressing your sitting bones down into the floor. And just allowing yourself to arrive in this moment and to take a moment to just really feel yourself at home in this body. Notice your breath. Notice how your breath is showing up for you this morning. And as you breathe, allow your breath to naturally deepen. Without being forceful, just allow your breath to expand and deepen so that you start to find a sense of comfort and a sense of being grounded and centered in your body and in this moment. So we're just going to sit here in a meditation for about 2 minutes in silence. So I'll just take one long last breath together. And then slowly allow your eyes to open. We'll start with breath of fire, Kapalabhati. So if it's helpful, you can place your hands on your abdomen. Remember, it's like that quick drawing in of your belly muscles to expel the air quickly. So we'll do this for 1 minute, starting right about now. Sharp exhale breath through your nose. You can place your hands on your belly and feel your belly drawing in each time. Last one. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And then let's go ahead and move to a standing position to the front of the mat. And so we're going to take a moment in this standing position and just feel your feet rooting down. And look down at your feet, make sure that they are hip distance apart. And then just take a moment and stretch your arms up to the ceiling. Interlace your fingers and side bend to the left as you press your right foot down a little bit more. Try to turn the left side of your chest up. Inhale back up to the top. And exhale in the second direction. Good. Inhale back up to the top. Bring your hands to your hips. Feel where your hip creases are. And if you could karate chop those hip creases, karate chop them and fold forward into a forward fold. And once you feel your pelvis revolve over your thighs, you can just kind of release your spine and let your hands hang down. So this is just like a really relaxed forward fold. Knees are soft. And then slowly start to roll your spine all the way up on an inhale breath. Rolling your shoulders up and back and around. Good. And then again, bring your hands to your hip creases and fold, but this time fold a little bit more towards one side. So I'm kind of doing this towards, let's say, whichever leg you chose is fine. And then again, as you inhale, slowly start to roll it all the way up. Roll your shoulders up, around, and down, and then go to the other side. So you're just kind of aiming, like as if you were going to tie your shoe or something. Knees are soft, and roll yourself all the way back up. So we're going to do this one more time, starting at the center. Go ahead and fold yourself forward as you exhale the breath out. And as you inhale, roll it all the way back up. You can go at your own tempo. Going off to the side. Exhaling to release and inhaling to roll it all the way back up. And then finally to that last side, folding it forward and rolling it all the way back up. Rolling the shoulders up, around, and back. Good. And then step your feet so that they are side by side. Press down the four corners of your feet. Reach your fingertips down to your shoulders. Release away from your ears. Neck is long. Top of the skull is centered right above the center of the pelvis. Surya Namaskar A, just a mini one. As you inhale, circle your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. As you inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, release it down. As you inhale, circle all the way up as if you're gathering energies. As you exhale, return back to center. And every time we come back to center, think of home in your body. Release the fingertips down. Inhale, circle and rise. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, coming home. Inhale, circle and gather. Exhale, hinge and fold. We'll add on this time. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, and step back to the top of a push-up. Pause here. As you pause in the top of the push-up, pitch forward onto your tippy toes, press down into the inner part of your palm, lift the sides of your waist up, and lengthen your tailbone as your inner thighs lift towards the ceiling. Feel the strength of this posture. Think of your arms as pillars. Keep those pillars and then just bend your knees down to the mat. So we're going to lower knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, spring it forward through your baby cobra. And exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into your first downward facing dog of the day. So for downward facing dog, just let yourself move around a little bit. Let yourself find this as another experience of being home. So as you press down into your inner palms, imagine you were spinning your palms in opposing directions, rolling the triceps down and the biceps up, and lengthening the entire length of the spine, including the neck. Think of lifting the sitting bones up away from the shoulders. Letting your breath be smooth and deep. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, step your right foot between your hands. You can place blocks underneath your hands if you want to. Inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, step your left foot forward to meet your right. As you inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, release back down. Inhale, circle and rise all the way up. Exhale, bring it home. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up to the sky. Exhale, let the breath move you. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, plant the palms, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up and pause here. Again, nice and strong, yeah? You feel those inner palms pressing down. Bend your knees, drop them down to the floor, knees, chest, chin. Inhaling through to your baby cobra. Exhale, lift those hips up and back into downward facing dog. Move around again if you need to. Allow yourself to breathe. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step your foot through your hands, grab your blocks if you need them. Inhale, lift the chest. Good. And as you exhale, step your right foot forward to meet your left. As you inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, fold back down. As you inhale, circle your arms, reach all the way up. And as you exhale, bring it home. Okay, one more time. Inhale, circle the arms, reach it up. Long line like you're a needle. Exhale, hinge and fold that breath all the way out. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend your knees, step it back, pause in the top of a push-up. So you guys can stay with knees, chest, chin if you like. You can drop your knees and do a modified chaturanga. Let's take chaturanga on our exhale breath. And on your inhale, you can stick with baby cobra or lift up into upward facing dog. And if you're in upward facing dog, try to imagine the center of your chest reaching for the front of the room. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And this is another time that we can feel like we're at home in downward facing dog. We come here so often in our practice. Allow yourself to breathe. Imagine that your breath was sweeping through your body to clean and freshen your home, to purify and to cleanse. So at the end of your next breath, bend your knees, look forward, step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat. As you inhale, lift that chest. And as you exhale, fold it back in. Inhale, circle and rise all the way up. Gorgeous. And exhale, hands return to your heart. Home. Awesome. So we're going to take our two blocks. We're going to take our blocks and we're going to put them on the long edge of the yoga mat. And then extend your arms out to the sides. I'll wait for you guys. And step your feet out so that your ankles land right underneath your wrists. So you're going to take your, I'll do this. Take your right foot, turn your toes to face forward. It's my left, but I'm going to call it my right. And then take your left foot and turn your toes in at a slight angle. Yeah? You're going to press into the mound of that right big toe. Yeah? You're going to think about when we karate chop the hips. You can karate chop the hips again if you want to. We're moving into Trikonasana. So you feel your hip crease move backwards as if your sitting bone was magnetizing towards the back ankle. And then place your hand on the block behind your ankle and revolve your chest up towards the sky. So as you press into the ball mound of your right foot, hug the outer right shin in. And spin both inner thighs. Imagine you could lean back against an imaginary wall behind you. Allow your breath to be deep and full, and just explore your body in this shape as a home. So we keep our focus moving throughout our physical body. We might notice that there are some thoughts coming through, but we keep bringing ourselves back to the breath and the sensations of the physical body. Great, so on your next inhale breath, rise back up. Revolve your right foot so that your toes are slightly in, and revolve your left foot so that your toes are facing forward. And then deepen the crease of your left hip. Allow your pelvis to shift as you send your ribcage out over your left leg. Place your hand down on the block behind your ankle. Revolve your chest up, and imagine you were leaning back against a wall behind you. Allow your breath to move through this shape as if you could change the current in your body. If you could change and get all those, I can see there's a couple little like dust bunnies around my fireplace here. If I were to change the current, I might be able to sweep some of those away. But think of that internally. Close your eyes if you want to, and just really feel what it's like to be here, to stay here, to exist in this physical form. And continue to work the actions of the pose. So we don't just want to be here and just fall asleep, right? We want to be like, I'm pressing the ball mound of my foot. I imagine that my left leg could get longer and longer and longer by pressing into that ball mound. Good. So on your next inhale breath, bring it back up. You're going to rotate those left toes in, right toes out again. Yeah. Extend the arms out to the side. Once again, allow your pelvis to shift. Lean out over that right leg. Place your hand down on the block, same like we did before. Come back into Trikonasana. And this time extend your top arm over your ear, like you're reaching for something in the corner of the room. Feel those right ribs revolve down. Left lung lifts up towards the ceiling as you grow your body long. And breathe. It's like being at home, right? Not a lot. You don't have to do a lot. Just might notice there's little adjustments you like to make. Just be home. Good, and then on your next inhale breath, rise all the way back up. Turn your right toes in, turn your left toes forward again. Again, hinging from your hip, allow your torso to lengthen out over that left thigh. Place the hand on the block and come into Trikonasana again. And then scoop that top arm over your ear as you lengthen through the right side of the body. Left lung turns down towards the floor, right lung turns up towards the ceiling. If this is challenging on your neck, you can look down. Can you feel your breath throughout your entire body? On your next inhale, bring it back up to the top. And turn both feet so that they are parallel. And then bend your knees and take a little hop. Bring it back in, or you can step. Come back to the top of your mat. Bring both blocks back to the top of your mat. Okay. Stand with your feet side by side. Bend your knees, circle your arms, Utkatasana chair pose. Can you be at home here? Lift up through the low belly. Send the tailbone on a diagonal behind you and stretch fiercely through the arms. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, root the palms. Make your way through a vinyasa. Your vinyasa. That means it can be any sequence for your body in this moment. It can be knees, chest, chin. And when you come back to downward facing dog, it's like you're coming home again. Let's be here for 5 breaths. Imagine the underside of the forearms was firming up into the bones of the forearms. to create architecture and support. The eyes of the biceps spin up towards the sky. Gently draw your belly button in towards your spine so you feel that connection to center. Good, and then bend your knees, look forward, step up or jump to the top of your mat. As you inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold it in. Bend the knees, circle the arms on the inhale. And on the exhale, stand and bring it back to home again. Good. And now take your blocks and place them exactly how you placed them before. You can set it up in the exact same way. Arms extend out to the sides. Feet land right underneath the wrists. We're going to turn the right toes forward. We're going to turn the left foot in. And then you're going to watch your right knee bend right over the center of your right foot. And you're tracking it. Good. And then we're going to take Parsvakonasana. So place your hand on the block. Seal your knee into your elbow. Take your top arm up to the sky. Make sure you continue to roll your inner thigh towards your outer thigh on that right leg. And breathe here. Press firmly into the outer edge of your left foot. Imagine the entire inseam of your left leg lifting up to firm into the bones of your leg. I'm just going to hold here and be here. This is not a vinyasa practice today. This is more like a Hatha practice. On the next inhale breath, rise back up, straighten your right leg, turn your right toes in, turn your left foot forward, and then watch your left knee bend right over the center of your foot. It's like there's a conveyor belt from the inseam of your left leg to the outer left hip. And then place your hand down on the block. It can really be at any height. Make sure you seal your outer knee into your elbow so that your inner thigh rolls towards your outer thigh. And extend that top arm up as if you could grab a star out of the sky. Continue to create that pressure between your elbow and your knee as you breathe here. And some of you guys who chronically experience tightness, it's good to explore these holds and see, do things release? Do you start to feel like you get some space? Those of you who are very flexible might want to work the strengthening aspect a little bit more. So you might want to make sure that you're really pressing firmly into the outer edge of that back foot. Good. On your next inhale breath, rise back up, Virtu, and then press your left leg to straight. Revolve your left foot in again. Right toes out. Bend your right knee so that it tracks right over the center of the foot. Lift up the front of your pelvis, extend the arms to the side. One more time, place your right hand down on the block. This time take your left arm all the way over like you're reaching for the corner of the room, making sure that the elbow and the knee remain sealed together. Long line of energy through the left side of the body. Fully present and engaged in this body we call our home. Allow your breath to just circulate. Good. On your next inhale, bring it back up. Straighten that right leg, turn the toes in. Left foot turns out. Bend the left knee, lift the front of the pelvis up. Make sure the knee tracks right over the center of the foot. Same thing, left hand comes down, right arm scoops all the way over. You have that seal between your elbow and your knee. Long line of energy through the right side of your body. Can you feel that, guys? Can you feel the length? Can you allow every breath, as you inhale, let it grow you a little bit longer. And as you exhale, allow it to revolve your spine a little bit more. Just close your eyes. And be here. And sometimes holding postures is the hardest kind of practice of any, because our mind wants to always be doing something. Good. On your next inhale, bring it back up to Virtu. Straighten that front leg. Turn both feet so that they're parallel. Bend your knees and step or pop your feet back to the center again. Take your blocks back to the tops of your mat. Set your feet up so they're side by side. Let's take a moment to be here. Bend your knees, circle your arms, Utkatasana on your inhale. Feel that low belly scooping in as the shoulder blades try to wrap towards the front of the body. Relax the inner upper shoulders. Take one more inhale, and as you exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, root the palms, choose a vinyasa. There's so many different things you can do. Sometimes I like to do up dog, to chaturanga, to plank, to downward facing dog. So there's all kinds of things you guys can explore. Allow yourself to breathe in downward facing dog. Good, and then inhale your right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, curl your knee in towards your chest. Push the floor away, lift the sides of your waist, and step your foot between your hands. You can use the blocks again if you want to. Place your fingertips on the blocks. As you inhale, lift the chest, and then stretch the arms forward. Pinky fingers, karate chopping the floor. Good. Press into the heel of your right foot, and as you inhale, rise up, allow your palms to join at the top. And as you exhale, bring your hands down and step back through any vinyasa that you choose. Vinyasa simply means to place in a special order. So make sure you don't get too routine. When someone says vinyasa, then it means a specific thing. You actually have some choice there. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. As you exhale, curl your knee in towards your chest. Push the floor away. And step your foot between your hands. Take the block underneath your hands. As you inhale, feel your chest lifting up. Scoop the lower belly in and stretch the arms forward. So you have a long line of energy through both sides of the waist. Burn that outer left hip in, press into your left heel, and as you inhale, rise all the way up, allow your palms to join at the top. Good, and as you exhale, bring your hands down, step back, and take it through any vinyasa you choose, which could be downward facing dog, scooping it through, chaturanga, plank. Allow yourself to breathe in downward facing dog. Allow yourself to steady into a place of comfort, into your own nest, your own place of safety. Good, and then at the end of your next breath, bend your knees, look forward. Step up or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold it in. Bend the knees, circle the arms, Utkatasana chair pose. Fierce arms, feel those shoulder blades trying to encapsulate the sides of your torso. And as you inhale, rise all the way up and bring your hands to your heart. Coming back home. Release your hands down. Take your blocks again. Actually, we don't actually need them, but we'll just put them there anyway, so that we can set up in the exact same way. Turn your right foot out, turn your left toes slightly in. Bend your right knee so that it tracks right over the center of your foot. Lift the front of your pelvis up. Tailbone is long, and set your gaze out over the middle finger of your right hand. Firm your triceps to hold your arms. Virabhadrasana 2 here. Just find that sense of steadiness. Soften your shoulders. And then see if you can bend that right knee just a little deeper so it comes a little bit closer to parallel to the floor. Good. Press into the right foot, circle your arms, revolve your right foot in, left toes out. And then again, moving towards Virabhadrasana 2. Lift the front of the pelvis up, roll the inner thigh towards the outer thigh. Yeah. And then see if you can get just a little bit lower. So if you were supporting one of your cute little pets on your thigh bone. Set your gaze, find that place of steadiness. Good. Press into your left foot, circle your arms, revolve on your left toes. They come in, right toes go out. As you descend into Warrior 2, keep a strong anchor in that back left foot. Find your steadiness. Zip up the midline of your body. Allow yourself to breathe. Think of your breath as this current to come in and cleanse and purify. On your next inhale, circle the arms, revolve your right toes in, left toes out, and as you exhale, return into Warrior 2 to the left-hand side. Press strongly into the outer edge of your right foot. And allow yourself to really experience the breath. Good. And then circle your arms, revolve both feet so they're parallel, and either step or jump your feet back to the center. And bring your blocks back to the top of your mat. Set your feet up so they're side by side. Take a moment, just be here. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel that breath current move throughout you. Release and let it go. Feel that sense of letting something go. Bend your knees, circle your arms, Utkatasana chair pose. It's like your arms are coming out of the sides of your torso. As you exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, create your own vinyasa. Make it something that feels nourishing to your body. It can be the normal one, but be willing to listen to that inner teacher inside of you. Take a moment in downward facing dog. Imagine that there was a suction cup under the center of your palms, and you were suctioning this nectar out of the center of the earth, this elixir. And then use your breath to circulate that elixir. Inhale your right leg straight back behind you. As you exhale, shift forward, curl your knee in towards your chest, and step your foot between your hands. Bring your hands to the blocks. As you inhale, lift your chest, and as you exhale, straighten your front leg, fold forward. Allow yourself to take a few breaths here. Rebend your right knee on your next inhale. Heel to your right foot over to the right a little bit and seal the outer edge of your left foot down. Draw your outer right thigh bone into your hip socket and reach your left arm forward to get lots of length through the left side of the body. Now reach your right arm forward. Now press into the center of your heel and rise up Virabhadrasana 1. Imagine that you were trying to lift your torso up off of your pelvis by rolling your shoulder blades towards the sides of the body. Feel that center line of your body, tailbone is aiming down towards the floor. Allow your palms to join as you look up, inhale, and as you exhale, your vinyasa, which might be child's pose. Play. When we're at home, we feel a little bit more free, so we can play a little bit more, right? When you're in a yoga class in a studio, try to do what everyone else is doing, there's that subtle pressure. You have the opportunity to play. Inhale your left leg up, straight back behind you. As you exhale, slowly shift forward, curl your knee in towards your chest and step your foot between your hands. Grab your blocks again. As you inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, press into the mound of your left big toe and fold into pyramid pose. Just allow yourself to be here for a sec. Breathe. Good, now rebend your left knee, heel toe your left foot to the left. Seal the outer edge of your right foot down. Your heel to heel are probably a little bit wider. Stretch that right arm forward. Draw the left thigh bone into the hip socket. Stretch the left arm forward. Press into the left heel and rise up, Virabhadrasana 1, pressing firmly into the outer edge of that back foot. Allow your palms to join at the top. And as you exhale, take it down through your vinyasa. So I'm just going to play with lots of different things just to show you. It's really just about finding our own way. When you come back to downward facing dog, allow yourself to be home. At the end of your next breath, bend your knees, look forward. Step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat. As you inhale, lift the heart. And as you exhale, fold it in. Bend the knees. Circle the arms, Utkatasana chair pose. Feel your arms lengthening out of the sides of the body. And as you exhale, stand all the way up and bring your hands to heart center, coming home. Good, release. And you're gonna step your feet out wide again. This time the feet are parallel. Blocks can be maybe towards the front. If you need them, you may not need them. Okay. So bring your hands to your hips. And hinge forward, long spine, coming into Prasarita Padottanasana. You're going to place your hands down on the floor. Shift forward so that your pelvis is right in between your ankles instead of your butt way back behind you. And just, if you want to take a headstand, you can take a headstand. We're going to be here holding this posture for about 30 seconds. It's not a sleepy posture. You're lifting through the inseams of your legs. The legs are super strong here. Come back to the breath over and over as the foundation of your practice, as a way to be at home in this physical body that we all occupy for this period of time that we get to use them for. If you're in a headstand, start to bring yourself down safely. Bring your hands to your hips. And as you inhale, rise up again. That was good, Sharon. Nice job. Good, Paula. Yeah, I see those nice long spines. Reach your arms behind your back. You have a strap if you need it. Interlace your fingers. Note which thumb is on top. Inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, fold it forward. Being aware that your pelvis is revolving over your thighs, not that you're distending your butt back so much, but more that you're keeping your pelvis right in between your 2 feet. See if you can lift your knuckles towards the ceiling a little bit more. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, release your neck, and head down towards the floor. And just move your hand over so your opposite thumb is on top and continue another 30 seconds here. Squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the knuckles, releasing the head and the neck. Observe the slow progression of the posture. Release the interlace of your hands, bring your hands to your hips. And as you inhale, rise back up again. Extend your arms out to the side. Inhale your arms up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, last time fold forward. This time we're going to catch a hold of our big toes with our peace fingers. As you inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, bend the elbows out towards the side. Let the crown of the head release down towards the floor. Deepen the breath. It's like you're watching the slow evolution of the opening of these muscles. As you inhale, lift your chest, bring your hands to your hips, and rise all the way back up. Good. Bend your knees, step or jump your feet back together again. And then bring your feet back again to the top of your mat. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart, or feet hip distance. Last time, bend the knees, circle the arms, Utkatasana chair pose. Fierce. Think of lengthening your sitting bones and your fingertips away from one another. Then bisect the midline of your body with your palms and twist around that center. So bring your left elbow either to the inside of your left thigh or the outside of your right thigh. Press your right palm down on top of your left and allow the left side of your body to roll down towards the floor as the right side rolls up towards the sky. Allow yourself to breathe. Sometimes we're moving so quickly you don't really realize how hard these poses are. My legs are shaking right now. Be here now. On your next inhale breath, Utkatasana chair pose. As you exhale, bisect the midline of your body and twist. So for a little bit less of a, not less intense, it just gives you a different place to anchor onto. For revolution, you can hook your right elbow to the inside of your right thigh or the outside of your left. Press that left hand down on top of the right. Imagine you could pull your heart into your thumbs. It's like you're dragging your chest forward. Good. On your inhale, back to Utkatasana, and on your exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. As you inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, make your way through your vinyasa. And when you come into downward facing dog, coming back home. For the next couple of breaths, see just how much length you can get into that downward facing dog, feeling your spine, each vertebrae getting a little bit more space. Breath stays deep. Good, and then bend your knees and come down and take your block. Lie down on your back. So knees are bent, you're gonna lift your hips up off of the floor, slide the block underneath your lower back for a supported bridge. Make sure that's nice and comfortable. Find your sweet spot. And then take one knee in towards your chest, the other knee in towards your chest, and extend both legs up towards the ceiling. So, modified shoulder stand here. Keep lifting up the middle part of your back. And make sure that your neck, there's a little space between your neck and the floor. Close your eyes and allow your body to breathe here. So we're just redistributing that current again in a different formation, in a different shape. You'll be here for a little while, so close your eyes, allow yourself to really be comfortable. Starting to move more into a meditative state. Allowing that breath to be soothing, to be comforting, to be nourishing. one knee, then the other. Drop one foot down, then the other. And slowly come down off of your block. If you're on a higher level, you can do it gradually. Eventually making your way all the way down to the floor and then finding your strap. When you find your strap, wrap your strap around your right heel. Your left knee can stay bent. We've done a bunch of hamstring openers, so you might be okay to extend that left leg to straight. And then walk your hands up the strap until your arms are straight and your arms are plugged into your shoulder sockets. If you have your left leg extended, roll that left inner thigh down towards the floor. And imagine you could elongate the right side of your waist. So move your right sitting bone towards the front of your yoga mat. Close your eyes and just be here. It's in the silence and in the stillness sometimes that we are reborn, that we are regenerated. So allow your mind, not necessarily to be silent, but to be still. As if you're watching any thoughts that go by, just curiosity and interest from a great distance, not being so wrapped up in them. Pass the strap into your left hand, extend your right arm out to the right and slowly twist it over. If you want to, you can take your block and let your leg land on the block. It's optional, go any distance that you want. And you feel the movement of the breath through the entire body. On your next inhale, bring it back to the top. Lift your left leg, place your left leg in the strap as well. Just notice how they feel not the same right now. Slide your right foot out and place your right foot. However you did your left, do your right. So if you bent your knee, bend your knee. If you had your leg flat, lay your leg flat. Make sure the strap is around the very center of your heel, not so much your arch. And if you have your right leg down, spin the inner thigh down towards the floor, move the left sitting bone towards the front of your mat, whether you have your right leg bent or straight. You can even place your left thumb in your hip crease and gently try to move your hip crease away from your waist. Both arm bones are plugged directly into the shoulder sockets. Close your eyes and observe your experience. Observe your experience being in this home of your body. Notice if you're clenching your teeth or furrowing your brow. Don't do those things. Pass the strap into your right hand, extend your left arm out to the left, and slowly twist it over. Same thing, if you wanted to place a block there, you could just make it a little bit more passive by letting your leg rest on that block. You can gaze towards your left arm. I've always liked vinyasa practice because it feels like dancing, but the Hatha practice is really valuable. Holding those poses is really valuable for observing ourselves in the absence of so much movement. So on your inhale, bring your left leg back up to the sky. Add your right leg to the strap. And maybe they feel a little bit more evened out now. So as you plug your arm bones into your shoulder sockets, remove the strap, keep your legs up to the sky, and then just lower your legs down maybe 6 inches, and now pull your low belly down as if you could plug your belly right into the floor. Good. Lower your legs another 3 inches. Keep the belly scooping, pressing down. Lift the shoulders and the head up off of the floor. Lower your legs down another 6 inches. Press the belly down, down, down. Lower them down another to your max, like wherever your edge is, and hold here, spinning inner thighs down towards the floor. Just pull the belly button down into the earth, and then hug your knees in towards your chest. Stay in your own embrace. Rock yourself if you want to. And then decide how you'd like to proceed. So some of us will move into Shavasana, and some of us will come back into that seated meditation that we started with. So it's really up to you. Find how you'd like to close your practice, how you can be most at home in your space, in your body. So if you're in Shavasana, just allow everything to relax. Surrender your body into the earth. And if you're coming into that seated meditation, just make sure that your spine is alert and tall, your shoulders are rolled back, you're lifting your heart from the inside out. Everyone, allow your eyes to close. Let's all take a deep breath in together. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Do that one more time. And this time when you sigh it out, if you want to stick out your tongue, you can do that, release even more tension. And one more time. Full release here. And then let go of any conscious control of your breath and imagine a spaciousness. Imagine that you're home, you were doing a little refresh. Getting rid of some old things to create a little bit more space for something new, something you don't know quite yet what it is. Let's all be here in this spaciousness together for a few moments. Shavasana represents the letting go of the body, because ultimately we only have these bodies to use for however much time we have them for. Part of being at home in the body is also being comfortable with the idea that we won't always have it, but there's something, a light inside of us that we take with us that houses this body. So as you're in whatever meditation you're in, let your body dissolve and notice what's left behind. Continue to dissolve. Slowly start to rediscover that you do still have this body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. If you're in a seated meditation, just maybe roll your neck a couple of times. If you're laying down, make any transitions that you need to come to a seat. And when we all arrive in that seat, bring your hands together in front of your heart. And imagine that this was a gesture of gratitude extended solely to this physical body this home that we have. Draw a circle of light around your yoga mat and around your body.